person is given more credit for bringing jazz to the forefront in America than old Satchmo himself, Louis Armstrong. A tribute to Louis Armstrong, arranged by John Edmondson, puts many of his standards in the concert band format. David Kraft, clarinet; Bradley Bonnet, trumpet; Jeber Alfara, tenor sax; Jesse Brown, percussion; I. Tomari, trombone; and Nicholas Walters, trombone, form the featured Dixieland group. Upcoming events at the Porterville Memorial Auditorium, Buck Schaefer Theater include the Porterville High School Vocal Concert on June 1st, the Fabulous Studio Band on May 26th, the Menachie High Band Concert on May the 11th, and the Menachie Stage Band Cabaret Concert on June 2nd. We hope you continue to support these fine musical groups and plan on attending. Well done. The traditional finale to the Panther Band concert is a tribute not to glorify war, but to honor those who have paid the supreme sacrifice in the duty of serving our country. Tonight's finale is dedicated to the Americans who lost their lives in all wars, to the brave troops who have returned to our homeland from battle, and to the honorable men and women who are serving in the Balkans and around the world at this time. If you are a veteran of the American Armed Forces, please stand when the song from your branch of the service is played by the band. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's finale. From the United States Army, Private Philip Robinson. The United States Navy, Chief Petty Officer, 2nd Class, Sean Conley. United States Marine Corps, Private 1st Class, Ron Castro. The United States Air Force, Staff Sergeant Eric Conley. The United States Coast Guard, Cadet Colonel Stacy Cargill. Ladies and gentlemen, the Porterville Panther Band. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Jim Kusero.
First of all, service representatives, although I'm seriously underqualified, at ease. I'd like to thank Philip Robinson from the Army, Sean Conley from the Navy, my former drum major, Eric Conley from the Air Force, Ron Castro from the Marines, and from our wonderful cadet corps here at Porterville High School, Stacy Cargill. How about a hand for these professionals? There's nothing like seeing men and women in uniform that brings the pride in your country to cause a lump in your throat, and you people added such a class to our show that I can't put into words. Miss Lynn Enos, who does a number of things that no one knows, like bring me sandwiches with their homemade bread. It's really good. And it's always on a day when I forget my lunch, too. She's in charge of all these beautiful young ladies, planning the routines, making sure everything is in order. I don't know anything that goes on with them. All I know is when we show up, they look beautiful, they look organized, and without her, we would not be the organization that we are. Lynn Enos. I don't know if he's here, but when I was a high school student, I think that Dr. Rankin was a superintendent back then, and that was 25 years ago that I graduated. And Jake did an incredible job leading this district, and even if he's not here, I'd like to thank him for his leadership. But we have a new superintendent, Dr. Snavely, and all of the people over there in the district office, Jasper Land, Gary Ingraham, Dr. Staley, and now Dr. Gibbs is our new director of business services. Everyone on the governing board and our new unified district, and the people here at Porterville High School. Mr. Phil Dyson does such a wonderful job here. Mr. Valdez, Mrs. Macedo, Mrs. Smith, and everyone here on staff. They're just a wonderful place to work, and with some tremendous people. This district is a really, really outstanding place to show up, and that band room out there is just a great place to go to. And I'd just like to thank everyone that I associated with on a professional level here in the district. How about for them? There are some real tremendous professionals here, and I know everyone says, the staff here, but I don't know if everyone really understands what it takes to run this place. And Bill, Manny, Marty, Ben, Mike, Dave, I asked Dave to cut us a CD from this concert he did one at festival, and I listened to it. Man, it sounded like a professional recording, and it was, because that's what these guys are. They're real pros. I know there's some new guys on that I may not have mentioned your name. I'm sorry if that happened, but what an honor it is to be able to perform in a hall like this and call it home. And you guys make it extra special. So thanks to all of you. The Band Parents Organization, gosh, they do it all. They sell all sorts of stuff. Anywhere two or more are gathered in our name, they're there. And while I'm mentioning the band parents, they have there'll be a little cookie and punch thing out there in the front. If you want to leave a donation, if not, then have some cookies and punch and sit around and chat for a bit. But tremendous organization, too many names to mention, but all the parents that they come around and help us. They had ice water for us on the intermission, and just really, really nice. If you're a band parent, you're not embarrassed, stand out and get recognized, huh? Eric Ball's back doing a super job of announcing. How about a hand for that guy? He's a real pro. I'm going to have to buy a new tux. This looks nicer. I popped a button. My lovely wife Kelly and all my children, Kaylin, Michael, Christopher. There's so many times. Last night we had a rehearsal and my son had 2 hits and threw out a guy at third base from the catcher's spot, and I wasn't able to be there, and my wife calls me and tells me everything on the way home and lets me know, and it's really hard to try and balance this professional job and family life, and we do it, I think, as well as anyone, and it's with the support of those 3 kids and my lovely wife Kelly, so thank you very much. These kids on stage, man, they play like kids that are a lot older, I think. And when we reach a performance level that is really, really outstanding, it's a credit not only to the award winners and names that you saw up here at the end of at the middle of the show, but everyone, everyone that carries a case or a drumstick or whatever into that band room is a contributing member of this group. And I just want to thank the kids on stage, and how about a round for them for some tremendous hard work. The gentleman came backstage before the concert and shook my hand and gave me a little package, and I'd like to take a minute to thank him. He's got a school named after him, and it would be Carl F. Smith. And Carl was the principal at Porterville Elementary School when I was a kid. And what an influence he had on my life. And one of the great things that he did was hire a fellow by the name of Jerry Onnested. And Jerry Onnested was this tall, gangly old guy that was the band director out there at Porterville School. And I wanted to play the trumpet because my brother played the trombone, and he wouldn't give me a trumpet. He said, "Here, this is a mouthpiece. You got to learn how to play on this first." And man, I took that mouthpiece home and I buzzed on the mouthpiece forever. I said, "Please, can I get the trumpet?" Finally, he said, "Okay." And Jerry Onnested taught me how to play the trumpet. And Carl Smith hired Jerry, and we went on to other things, and Mr. Onestad retired, and there were other band directors, but thanks to Carl Smith. And Carl, if you're still here, stand up and wave. I don't know if he's still here out there or not. And his wife, Babe, is Babe here too? I can't see. What an influence on my life you were, sir. The seniors on stage, stand up, seniors. I'm going to miss you guys. Well, most of you. These guys are going to colleges all over the place. They're going to music schools. They're going into the armed services. Some of them are going to continue to play. Some of them may never play a note again. But hopefully what they've learned from this program is something greater than music. We've had a lot of those lectures recently. And hopefully they'll take with them a piece of the Panther band wherever they go. What time tomorrow, guys? You're so inspired. Everyone come downtown. We'll be leading the parade tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Be there at 9. I'll take roll at 9:02. All right? So be on time, and we'll do the Cinco de Mayo parade tomorrow morning. Please drive safely, and we'll see you next year. Thanks. You've been a great audience. Thank you.